My name is Ryan Mitchell, and I need to tell you about the night my entire life changed. The night I discovered that the woman sleeping next to me had been planning something unthinkable. It was a Tuesday. Nothing special. Just another ordinary evening in our suburban Denver home. I just finished a 12-hour shift as a software engineer, came home, had dinner with my wife Emma and our daughter Lily. We watched some TV. Everything felt normal. Safe. The kind of boring, beautiful normal that you don't appreciate until it's gone. Emma and I had been married for 9 years, met at a tech conference in San Francisco when I was 26 and she was 24. She was working as a pharmaceutical sales rep, crushing her quotas, always ambitious. I was the quiet programmer who preferred code to crowds. Somehow we clicked. Within 18 months, we were married. 2 years later, Lily was born. I thought we were happy. I really did. But here's the thing nobody tells you about betrayal. It doesn't announce itself. It creeps in slowly through tiny cracks you don't even notice until it's too late. About 7 months before everything exploded, things started changing. Small things. Emma began working late more often. Her boss's name, Derek, started appearing in every conversation. Derek thinks we should target the hospital systems. Derek says I'm up for a promotion. Derek wants me to handle the premium accounts. She bought expensive clothes, designer handbags, jewelry that didn't match our budget. When I asked about it, she'd say it was for client meetings, that she needed to look successful to close big deals. The commission checks didn't match the spending, but I let it slide. I wanted to trust her. Then came the phone calls. Late at night, after I'd gone to bed, I'd wake up and she'd be in the bathroom, door closed, voice muted. When I'd ask who she was talking to, she'd say it was work emergencies, client crises, urgent deals that couldn't wait until morning. I wanted to believe her. But I'm a software engineer. My entire career is built on patterns, on analyzing data, on spotting anomalies in systems. And the pattern I was seeing in my marriage looked exactly like a system failure. So I did something I'm not proud of. 3 weeks before the night that changed everything, I installed monitoring software on our shared computer. Nothing illegal, just tracking software to see what she was doing during those late night work sessions. What I found made my blood run cold. Emails between Emma and Derek, hundreds of them, going back 6 months. Can't wait to see you Thursday. Same hotel, same time. Last night was incredible. I can't stop thinking about you. We need to talk about Ryan. This can't go on forever. The affair itself was devastating, but it was the most recent emails that made me realize this was so much worse than cheating. I've been thinking about what you said, about the insurance policy. It's the only way we can be together without losing everything. Ryan's policy is $750,000, plus the house, his savings, his stock options. We're looking at over $1 million. I can't believe we're actually discussing this. E, you said you wanted a new life. This is how we get it. I know people who can make it look like an accident. I sat there in my home office staring at that screen, and something inside me went ice cold. My wife, the mother of my daughter, the woman who kissed me goodbye every morning, was planning to have me killed for money, for her lover, for a fresh start. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, I started documenting everything. Screenshots of every email, every text message. I set up a voice-activated recorder in our bedroom disguised as a phone charger, legal in Colorado for recording in your own home. And I waited. The night it all came apart was 3 days later, Friday night. Emma had been acting nervous all week, checking her phone constantly, jumping whenever I entered a room. After we put Lily to bed, she said she was exhausted and went to our bedroom early. I stayed in the living room, pretending to watch TV, but I was actually monitoring the live feed from the recorder in our bedroom. At 10:47 p.m., Emma made a call. I put in my earbuds and listened. "Baby, he's finally asleep on the couch." Emma's voice came through crystal clear. "Are you sure your guys can do this?" Derek's voice responded, smooth and confident. "They're professionals. They've done this before. Monday morning, when you're at that conference in Colorado Springs and Lily's at school, they'll make it look like a home invasion. Quick and clean." My hands started shaking. This was real. This was actually happening. "The life insurance alone is $750,000, Emma continued. "Plus the house is worth $480,000. His 401k, his stock options, everything. We're looking at close to $13 million once it all settles. Just 3 more days, Derek said. Then you're free. We can finally stop hiding. I've been practicing my devastated widow routine, Emma said. And then she laughed. Actually laughed. I'll be so heartbroken. The crying, the shock, all of it. I'll sell that performance. I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach. This woman, who I'd loved for almost a decade, was casually planning my murder like it was a business transaction. They discussed details, entry points, timing, how Emma would establish an alibi by being 2 hours away at a pharmaceutical conference, how they'd make sure Lily was at school so she wouldn't see anything. When the call ended, I sat there in the dark, my mind racing. I could go to the police right now, play them the recording, get her arrested. But would that be enough? Would they have enough evidence to convict? What if Derek had already paid these people? What if they came after me anyway? No, I needed more. I needed everything, every piece of evidence, every connection, every crime they'd committed. I needed to become someone I'd never been before. That night, while Emma slept peacefully in our bed, probably dreaming about her new life with Derek, I started planning. I reached out to contacts I'd made through my work. Tech people, security experts, people who knew how to dig into systems without leaving traces. I found Marcus Chen, a former FBI cybercrimes investigator who'd gone private. I sent him everything I had. Within 24 hours, he called me back. Ryan, this is serious, Marcus said. These aren't empty threats. I traced Derek's communications. He's been in contact with 2 men. Both have records: assault, robbery, suspected involvement in at least one unsolved homicide in Nevada. Can you get me more? I asked. How much more do you want? Everything. I want to know every crime they've committed, every communication, every financial transaction. I want enough evidence to bury all of them so deep they never see daylight again. There was a pause. That's going to take resources and time. I have money, and I have until Monday morning. I'll need 48 hours. I spent that weekend acting completely normal. Saturday morning pancakes with Lily, grocery shopping with Emma. Sunday family movie night. I smiled and laughed and played the role of the clueless husband who had no idea his wife was planning his execution in 3 days. Emma was jittery all weekend, checking her phone constantly, claiming she was nervous about the conference. I held her hand and told her she'd do great, kissed her forehead, told her I loved her. The lies came so easily. I was shocked at how good I'd become at pretending. Sunday night, Marcus called. I've got it all. Derek Sampson isn't just having an affair with your wife. He's been running an insurance fraud scheme for 3 years. He targets women, usually married to men with substantial life insurance policies, seduces them, convinces them their husbands are the problem, then arranges accidents. How many? I asked, my voice hollow. 3 that I can confirm. All ruled accidents. 1 drowning, 1 car crash, 1 home invasion robbery gone wrong. The widows all collected insurance payouts. Within 6 months of their husbands' deaths, they disappeared. New identities, new cities. And Derek's bank accounts show cash deposits that correspond to each incident. I felt sick. Emma's not his first. No, she's his 4th target. And Ryan, the 2 guys he's hiring, they're the same ones who did the home invasion in Boulder 2 years ago. Daniel Martinez and Kyle Foster, ex-military, dishonorable discharges for violence. They know what they're doing. I need everything you have: documentation, evidence, recordings. Already compiled. I'm sending you an encrypted file now, but Ryan, you need to go to the FBI. This is bigger than just you. I will, but first I need to make sure they can't hurt anyone else, ever. Monday morning arrived. Emma kissed me goodbye at 6:30 a.m., telling me she loved me. She'd be back Tuesday evening. Her eyes were bright, almost excited. She thought this was the last time she'd ever see me alive. Drive safe, I told her. Love you. Love you too, she said, and drove away to establish her alibi. I took Lily to school, hugged her tight, and went home. Then I called Detective Sarah Rodriguez, a detective I'd researched who specialized in homicide conspiracies. Detective, my name is Ryan Mitchell. I have evidence that my wife has hired 2 men to kill me. They're coming to my house today, and I need your help setting a trap. 2 hours later, my house was wired with FBI surveillance equipment. Cameras in every room, audio everywhere, unmarked cars positioned on neighboring streets, a SWAT team on standby 3 blocks away. Detective Rodriguez looked at me. You're sure about this? We could arrest your wife right now based on the recordings you have. I'm sure. These guys have killed before. If we don't catch them in the act, they'll just come back. And Derek will find another target. This ends today. At 11:43 a.m., a gray van pulled up outside my house. 2 men got out. One was tall and muscular, military build. The other was leaner but moved with the same trained precision. I watched on the monitors from the safe room the FBI had set up in my basement. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it. They approached the house, checked windows, tested the door. Then the bigger one pulled out a lockpick set. The door opened. They came inside. Mr. Mitchell, one of them called out, we're here to inspect your HVAC system. Your wife called in a service request. Standard home invasion tactic. Establish a reason for being there. Act legitimate. I didn't respond. I watched them spread out, checking rooms, weapons concealed but ready. Not here, the bigger one, Martinez, said to his partner. Check upstairs. That's when Detective Rodriguez gave the signal. FBI agents poured in from every entrance. Front door, back door, windows. FBI, on the ground, hands where we can see them. Martinez and Foster tried to run. They didn't make it 10 feet before they were tackled by agents. Weapons were recovered, zip ties, duct tape, plastic sheeting, a kill kit. They were read their rights, arrested, led away in handcuffs. I stayed in the safe room, watching it all unfold. My hands were shaking. I'd actually done it. I'd caught them. But we weren't done. While the FBI was arresting Emma's hired killers, Detective Rodriguez was coordinating with agents in Colorado Springs. At exactly 12:30 p.m., while Emma was sitting in a hotel conference room pretending to take notes at a pharmaceutical conference, FBI agents walked in and arrested her. The look on her face, captured on body camera footage I'd later see, was priceless. Complete shock. Confusion. And then, as they read her the charges, conspiracy to commit murder, insurance fraud, racketeering, pure terror. Derek was arrested at his office an hour later. FBI agents seized his computers, his phones, his financial records, everything. The news broke that evening. Local networks picked it up first, then national. Pharmaceutical sales rep arrested in murder for hire plot. Insurance fraud ring exposed in Denver. My phone exploded with messages. Friends, family, coworkers. Everyone wanting to know if I was okay. If it was true. If Emma had really tried to have me killed. I turned off my phone, picked up Lily from school, held her tight as I told her that Mommy had made some very bad choices and wouldn't be coming home for a long time. She cried. I cried. We ordered pizza and watched cartoons, and I tried to figure out how to explain to a 7-year-old that her mother was a monster. The trials took months. Emma tried to claim Derek had manipulated her, that she'd been coerced, that she never actually intended to go through with it. The recordings proved otherwise. Her own voice, laughing about practicing her devastated widow routine. Her emails discussing insurance payouts, her financial records showing she'd already been shopping for houses in California, planning her new life. The jury deliberated for 4 hours. Guilty on all counts. Derek got 40 years. No possibility of parole. The evidence against him was overwhelming. 3 previous homicides, insurance fraud, conspiracy to commit murder. The prosecutors threw the book at him. Martinez and Foster took plea deals in exchange for testifying against Derek, 20 years each. Emma got 30 years, with possible parole after serving 20. Lily will be 27 years old before her mother has a chance at freedom. The divorce was finalized 2 months after the conviction. I got full custody of Lily. Emma's parental rights were terminated. She didn't contest it. What could she say? The insurance company tried to deny paying out my policy, claiming fraud. My lawyer laughed and reminded them that I was the intended victim, not the perpetrator. They settled quickly. I sold the house. Too many memories, too many ghosts. Lily and I moved to a smaller place in Boulder. Fresh start, new neighborhood, new schools, new everything. It's been 2 years now. Lily's doing better. She's in therapy, processing what happened. She asks about Emma sometimes. I tell her the truth in age-appropriate ways, that her mother made terrible choices, that sometimes people we love disappoint us, that it's okay to be angry and sad and confused. I'm dating again, slowly, carefully. I met Sarah at a coffee shop. She's a teacher, divorced, has a son Lily's age. We take things one day at a time. I've told her everything about Emma, about the trial, about what happened. She didn't run. That's something. But I'm different now. I check locks twice. ICE, I have a security system that could protect Fort Knox. I know exactly where Lily is at all times. I don't trust easily. Maybe I never will again. Sometimes I think about that night. The night I heard Emma planning my death like it was just another business deal. How casual she sounded. How excited. How utterly devoid of guilt or remorse. I wonder if she ever really loved me, or if I was always just an asset, a life insurance policy with a pulse, a means to an end. I'll never know. And honestly, I don't want to. Last month, I got a letter from Emma, sent from prison. I almost threw it away unopened, but curiosity won. Ryan, I know you'll probably never forgive me. I don't expect you to, but I need you to know that I'm sorry. Not sorry I got caught, sorry for what I became. Sorry for what I put you and Lily through. I was greedy and selfish and cruel. Derek didn't manipulate me. I made my choices, every single one of them. I threw away everything that mattered for money and a fantasy that was never real. Derek doesn't write to me, doesn't visit, neither does anyone else. I sit in this cell and think about what I destroyed: a family, a daughter who loved me, a husband who trusted me. I destroyed it all for nothing. I hope you're happy. I hope Lily is happy, and I hope someday you can forgive me, even if I can never forgive myself. I read it twice, felt nothing. No anger, no sadness, nothing. I burned it in the fireplace, watched the paper curl and blacken and turn to ash. Emma made her choices. She planned to have me murdered. She was willing to make our daughter an orphan for money. She laughed about it. She doesn't get my forgiveness. She doesn't get my sympathy. She doesn't get anything from me except the knowledge that she failed. I'm alive. Lily is safe. And they're all in prison where they belong. 3 years ago, I was a quiet software engineer living a boring, normal life. Now I'm a single dad, a survivor, and someone who knows exactly how dark people can be when you think you know them best. I've learned that love isn't enough. Trust must be earned constantly. And the person sleeping next to you could be your biggest threat. The quiet ones aren't always harmless. Sometimes we're just waiting to see who you really are. Emma thought she was clever, thought she could get away with murder, thought I was just a dumb, trusting husband who'd never suspect a thing. She was wrong, and now she has 30 years to think about how wrong she was. As for me, I'm living free, raising my daughter, building a better life than the one built on lies, and I sleep soundly every night knowing that justice was served exactly as it should have been. The person you underestimate might be the one who destroys you. Remember that. Because Emma learned it too late, and Derek and Martinez and Foster, they're all in cages now, and I'm free. That's the only ending this story deserved.